You know, the funny thing about beliefs is they often take themselves too seriously, like stern old librarians who guard the door of the mind. But here's the secret. When you inject a little humour into the mix, those stern librarians, they turn into giggling children, and suddenly all the rules they were enforcing just vanish. Humour bypasses resistance. It sneaks in through the back door of the unconscious, disarming the inner critic and loosening the grip of rigid beliefs. It's like trying to argue with someone wearing a clown nose. Impossible to stay stuck in the same thought loop when you're laughing. Humour cracks the frame wide open. Someone says, "I'm a complete failure at relationships," and you reply, "A specialist in failure. I bet you got a PhD in it by now. So what's your dissertation titled? How to Date Disasters in 10 Easy Steps." Notice what happens. The brain can't hold the belief while laughing at the absurdity. And in that moment of laughter, the belief softens. Space opens for something new. Then you follow it. But you know, being a specialist just means you've mastered the art of recognizing what doesn't work. And specialists like you, well, they're just a step away from becoming masters at finding what does. Someone might say, "If I let my guard down, people will walk all over me." And you respond with a little twinkle in your eye. "Oh, sure." And if you keep your guard up forever, you'll never experience the pure joy of someone actually tripping over themselves just to get close to you. Humour allows you to interrupt the rigid cause and effect, the chain that people trap themselves in. Once they laugh, you can say, "Besides, if anyone tries to walk all over you, just make them pay a toll. It's only fair." Suddenly that belief dissolves and a new perspective can begin to take root. People can get stuck at an identity level, thinking, "I'm just not a creative person." And you might say, "Oh no, you're plenty creative. You've just managed to create dozens of excuses, perfectly designed to avoid your potential." That's advanced level creativity right there. Once they stop laughing, you can guide them to a higher level. And if you're that good at creating excuses, imagine how unstoppable you'll be when you channel that creativity into something truly exciting. Comparison is a trap, but it's also a playground for humour. Someone might say, "I'm not as successful as my friends," and you can smile and say, "Well, success is subjective. Compared to Elon Musk, none of us are successful. Compared to a houseplant, you're already a billionaire in life's experiences." Humour puts things into perspective, reminding people that their comparisons are usually arbitrary. Suddenly they can laugh at the belief and then let it go. When someone says, "I'm too impulsive," you can reply with, "Ah, you mean you're delightfully spontaneous, a true adventurer in the land of possibilities." Or if they say, "I'm too sensitive," you might say, "Sensitive? You're just a high-definition receiver for the universe. While others are stuck on static, you're picking up all the best channels." Humour takes what feels like a flaw and turns it into a gift. Sometimes it's fun to exaggerate the consequences to absurdity. Someone might say, "If I make the wrong choice, everything will fall apart." And you respond, "Oh, totally. You'll probably end up living in a cave, wearing mismatched socks, and talking to pigeons. But think of the stories you'll have to tell." Once they laugh, you add, "Or you could just make the choice and see what happens, because, honestly, anything is better than pigeon conversations." Humour shakes them free from the catastrophic thinking, and it helps them to see the worst case scenario isn't that bad after all. Imagine telling someone beliefs are like outdated apps on your phone. They used to work fine, but now they just slow everything down and they drain your battery. And honestly, who needs belief 1.0? "I'm not good enough." Well, you can upgrade to belief 5.0. "I've got this, baby." The unconscious mind loves metaphors, especially funny ones. They stick like glue and they rewire thinking faster than any logical argument ever will. Sometimes the best way to get someone to loosen their belief is to laugh at yourself. "Oh, I totally get it. I once believed I wasn't good enough to make a decent cup of coffee. Turns out I was just using decaf by mistake." When you show them you're willing to be playful with your own beliefs, it invites them to do the same. And isn't it funny how the mind just loves to follow these little pathways, laughing its way into freedom? The truth is, when you inject humour into a belief, it becomes lighter, more playful, more flexible. And once a belief is flexible, well, you can shape it into anything you like. So do smile now. Some part of you might already be reshaping a belief, feeling how easy it is to let go of the heavy ones and replace them with something brighter, more joyful, more alive.